First, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Sandy Hook Promise Awards ceremony for the Bloomfield School District. Big round of applause for all of you for being here today. I'd like to first call up today our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Salvatore Gonçalves.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to receive this national award from the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation. I've been fortunate in my career to receive a number of awards for a variety of things, but none more important to be recognized for love, for caring, for respect, for empathy, for concern for one another, because we're all one. I'm so proud that we have our distinguished panel of guests here, from the mayor's office, the Board of Education, all our administrators and teachers, and you, our most important prize, the students, because we're one. No matter how hard we may try to separate each other, we're one. Bloomfield's an amazing place. Amazing. 5 miles from one end of town to the other, and every bit of it is different, and every bit of it's the same, and every bit of it is wonderful. And this award recognizes that. This award speaks to culture, who we are, who we want to be, who we're proud to be. Whether you're a football player, am I late for class? A football player, or an academic, or whatever your talent is, and you have one, and if you haven't found it, you will. To have a culture of respect, of love, of caring for one another, watching out for one another, being willing to listen to things that maybe I don't agree with, but I'm going to listen, and I want to learn, and I want to respect. That's what Bloomfield is all about. That's why this award is so powerful. When I was a building principal at the elementary school, I always said I wish I could be evaluated on the last day of school, because I was blessed with a wonderful elementary school. And on the last day of school, of course the children were happy to get out because summer begins. But before they ran off the playground, they ran to their teachers and they ran to their parents, and they were crying because they had a wonderful year. Because they had learned things, and they had respected one another, and they created a special bond. And I said, boy, I wish I could be evaluated on that, because that's the most important thing that we do in schools. We teach our young people to support the message from home of love, the message that you have in your heart, which is love, caring and respect, and helping each and every one of us be better. So this award is the most prestigious award the Bloomfield School District could ever receive, and the most prestigious award anyone in this nation, especially at this time, could receive. So thank you to the Sandy Hook folks, thank you to all our principals, supervisors, directors, teachers, transportation people, secretaries, custodians, lunch folks, everyone that receives a check from the Bloomfield Board of Education, and all the volunteers, the parents that support everything that we do every day. Thank you all. It's an honor to be in Bloomfield and to have this award.
At this time, I'd like to call up the Mayor of Bloomfield, Michael Venezia.
Hello, everyone. Today is an absolutely wonderful day. I wake up every morning and I'm thankful that I'm mayor of this town that I grew up in. I am a product of Denmark School, the middle school, and the high school, class of 2000. I'll let you guys do the math in your head. But today is a very special day to be recognized for this the Sandy Hook Promise Award. And I want to thank all the parents, that participated in the community with, you see all the chalk around all our schools. I want to give a special shout out to our superintendent. Let's give him a big round of applause. And to his staff, Joe Flores, the elementary school principals, the high school principal, and the middle school principal, you know, thank you for taking this and recognizing Bloomfield. And we are on the map nationally. We are one of the most diverse communities in the country. And this recognizes it, and this makes us very proud. And give yourselves a big round of applause for this.
At this point, if you'd give us a minute, I'd like to welcome all of our distinguished guests down to the first couple rows, and we're going to queue up our video for today. So just give us a minute.
Comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just do me a favor. Bloomfield, how long you lived in Bloomfield?
My entire life.
Tell me about the town of Bloomfield, New Jersey. Now, what comes to your mind when you think of Bloomfield? What does Bloomfield mean to you when you think of it? The people? Your time here? How would you explain it?
Bloomfield's a family. Like, I wouldn't even call it a town because I've known everybody here my entire life. My mom went to high school in Bloomfield. My grandmother, she's lived in Bloomfield since she was 18. So like, this place is a haven, kind of. Is just a very accepting town in general. It's so very diverse. Everyone it's just a great town.
How are you?
Good.
Could you say and spell your name for me?
My name's Adeline. A-D-E-L-Y-N.
What grade are you in, Alan?
First.
First grade, wow. Why is it important to start the day off with saying hello? How do you think it makes people feel?
Happy.
At some point last year, a very positively involved group of parents asked to meet with me in regards to Sandy Hook Start with Hello. It's an initiative that Sandy Hook Promise puts out, and the premise is to start everyone's day with a hello. If you start with hello and people have a conversation, their day can be that much better.
First of all, we are extremely pleased that we're the national recipients of the Sandy Hook Promise Award. We're humbled by that. This is a program that, from the onset, we were excited about for a number of reasons. One is this came to us through a group of parents. It came through us through board members. It came through us through teachers and educators. So there was a groundswell for a program out there that had a lot to offer and seemed like a very good fit for Bloomfield.
The principals jumped out right on board and were very supportive, and then slowly but surely it trickled out to the staff and then eventually the students when we started incorporating the lessons. So the feedback and the buy-in has been 100% since day one. It kind of initially got bigger than we had originally thought, which was not the expectation, but it was a positive surprise nonetheless.
We were to find some way to use Start with Hello in your school, meaning hello is the first word in a friendship. I kind of did. For kindergarten through second grade, we had greeters that would wait at the door, and they had red aprons on, and the students that came in were able to choose how they wanted to be greeted. It could be a hug, a smile, a high five, any, and I videotaped that as well. And it was kind of cool seeing so many of the kids that actually wanted a hug.
sometimes we don't have a true barometer to measure what we're doing here. So the news of that made everyone feel really good, and it kind of showed our staff and our students that their efforts do matter and do produce results. And I think it's going to charge the district with a lot of energy.
One of the things that I thought was great coming out of the Sandy Hook Promise was, just starting the day with hello. That slogan, start with hello. Hello. Being able to just greet students and adults. How are you today? Hello. Have a great day. Sometimes people can go through their entire day without somebody looking them in the eye and saying hello, or asking, if they can do something to help them, or how they are.
You come to work, it's nice when someone looks at you, looks you in the eye and says hello. It makes you feel better. So, it's not really an age thing. Like, saying hello and smiling at somebody is just kindness. Winning this award from the Sandy Hook Association, it means that our efforts to make Bloomfield better haven't been put to nothing.
And by saying hello, you acknowledge that someone's there, someone exists.
I think this award will just give Bloomfield in general recognition as a place of diversity, love, care, acceptance. Well, it's good to be nice to people. Just genuinely, it'll make someone's day.
Being nice, even if it's something small, it can impact someone.
I think saying hello is important because not only is it a greeting, but it's also you're acknowledging that other person's existence.
Smiling is contagious. Just one smile can make a ripple effect.
The thing that made Bloomfield special, I believe, and probably why we were the recipients of the award, is that we embraced it K-12. Activities that went on from the elementary schools, the middle school, and the high school, inside and outside the buildings, the drawing, the chalk drawings, contests that were held within the school, conversations that were held, beginning with a simple hello and then growing it from there. The idea of creating a climate and a culture in a building that is loving and nurturing and caring certainly sets the tone for good educational practices.
I'm really proud of this district. There's been such I've been here 15 years. If you had asked me 15 years ago, would there be a Glow Club? Would there be a mental health club and the initiative? Would Bloomfield be winning an award that has to do with kindness? And I would have said, you're crazy, no. So as a group effort with the administration and the staff, it's been a remarkable, remarkable change, and it's been a remarkable journey, and I've been really proud to be a part of it.
What do you think it means for Bloomfield, means for you, means for the school, means for grammar school kids? What does that award, the recognition of that award, mean for you? Tell me.
Hope.
Can everybody just look at me and say hello? Well, do that again. Hello. One more time, big.
Hello. From what I understand after having conversations with Sandy Hook afterwards, we were acknowledged for our entire district involvement. Not only did one of our schools, or just middle school or just high school, get involved with Sandy Hook Promise Start with Hello Week, but the fact that all of our schools, all of our elementary schools, our early childhood center, our middle school, our high school, the fact that every one of these schools was some way, shape, or form involved with Start with Hello Week, and the overall participation of close to 6,500 students and 1,000 staff members. It was that active participation that got us recognized by Sandy Hook Promise, and it means a lot that we had such positive overall buy-in from an entire district. That meant a lot to me.
When somebody is lonely, you just have to say hello.
Congressman Payne had something come up last minute, and I just want to acknowledge someone from his office today. I'd like to welcome Mr. Michael Gray to Bloomfield School Districts. Thank you for coming. For those of you that don't know, my name is Joe Flaris, and I'm the Director of Elementary Education and the School Safety Specialist for the Bloomfield Schools. First off, thank you to Mr. Dave Simonetti for putting together the fabulous video presentation you just viewed. I truly believe Mr. Sim captured exactly what the Bloomfield school system is all about, and what exactly this recognition means to all of us. Thank you to Mr. Sim and his TV production students. Thank you, students. I would like to take a few moments to acknowledge some of the people and groups that helped lead us to this very moment. First and foremost, we would like to thank Sandy Hook Promise for truly partnering with us and providing such an extensive curriculum and wealth of information, resources, and materials. Sandy Hook has been very responsive, cooperative, and supportive as we implemented the Sandy Hook Promise Start with Hello Week initiative district-wide. Thank you, Sandy Hook. I would certainly not be standing before all of you without the support of our wonderful Board of Education and our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Sal Gonsalves. Our board and administration has been 100% supportive since day one and have been behind our efforts full-fledged. Thank you. Mr. Jennings, up until about 10:30 last night, thank you for so graciously hosting us today and all you did behind the scenes to make today a great success. Thank you for being a great person. Thank you to my secretary, Kathy Francesco, for sitting in on every conference call, conversation, and email correspondence leading up to today's event. You have been monumental in helping make today such a great success and folding all the wonderful programs. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you to Bob Penn, former Bloomfield Fire Department member and current Bloomfield School staff member. He has been involved since day one in supporting the Sandy Hook Promise, whether it be providing knowledge and literature from his background in overall safety, to his involvement in actually rolling out Start with Hello Week. Thank you, Mr. Bob Penn. The lovely programs you have in front of you were created and perfected by Mrs. Jen Corey, our Supervisor of Fine Arts, and Mrs. Joanne Decker, Director of Student Achievement. Your artistic abilities and tech intuitiveness made for a great program for today's event. Thank you. I would like to publicly thank Mrs. Angie Koeniger, who came to me last year with an idea and helped spark an entire district-wide initiative that involved approximately 6,500 students, 1,000 staff members, and countless community members. Thank you to Angie and her team of parent elves, as I like to call you, for always going above and beyond for our students and the Bloomfield School District as a whole. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Once we committed to the Sandy Hook Promise Start with Hello Week initiative, our building principals and guidance counselors dove in headfirst. They embraced the curriculum and activities and adopted it to their individual schools. After webinars, phone conferences, meetings, and countless conversations, these very people made it all happen. I cannot thank you enough for your Herculean efforts in seeing this initiative through. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Bloomfield community as a whole, starting with Mayor Venezia, his council, and all community stakeholders for getting involved in promoting the Sandy Hook Promise Start with Hello Week. Your support and conversations via email, social media, etc. has been paramount in getting the word out there. Thank you. Most importantly, I want to thank you, the students of Bloomfield. It is because of all of you that we are receiving this very honor today. Your willingness to be inclusive, caring, respectful, and understanding is the pillar of what Sandy Hook Promise is all about. Specifically, thank you to Cindy Sherman and her Glow Club students, along with our K-Kids, our Builders Club, and Key Club for being our Safe Promise Club leaders and our pillars of positivity. These groups, along with their leadership, has been paramount in this position and will be the beacon that carries this initiative well beyond this school year. Thank you. We as a district, look forward to building on the solid foundation we have established here in Bloomfield. We are committed to the social and emotional well-being of all and will continue to promote inclusiveness and awareness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At this point, I'd like to call up the co-founder and managing director, Mr. Mark Barden from Sandy Hook.
Thank you, Mr. Flores, and thank you guys. And most of what I'm going to talk about today is thank you for what you have done and what you continue to do. My name is Mark Barden. I am, as you just heard, a co-founder and managing director at Sandy Hook Promise, and we are located in Newtown, Connecticut. Just coming here today, driving into Bloomfield, and meeting so many of the folks here, the board and the faculty and administration, and then watching that amazing video, I've already got a sense of how incredibly special this community and this school district is. Superintendent Goncalves talks about, it's about the culture, and it's so true, and it's so evident here, how connected you guys are. You have an incredibly supported board and faculty and administration and a great student body, and it's obvious. And watching that video was a nice little window into that. So it's truly an honor for me to be here with you today, to meet you, to see you, to know the work that you're doing and what you're doing with Start With Hello. It's just incredible. And I mean this because it's really, really personal to me. I'll just share with you a photograph of what we're talking about. This is my son Daniel. And this picture kind of depicts how he spent his life. He's hugging his little bear, but he was always hugging somebody. He was a very affectionate and compassionate little boy. And in preschool and in kindergarten and in first grade, all of Daniel's teachers would share with us that he had a wonderful sense of awareness of his students and of his classmates and peers, and it was very important to Daniel to reach out to others who he felt were left out. So much so that he would ask to be excused from an activity if he noticed somebody was sitting alone or had been left out. All of his teachers in every parent-teacher conference shared that with us, and we just thought, what a beautiful thing that this little guy would do that. And as a parent, it just makes you so proud to know that your child is being a good citizen like that and connecting with others and being kind and compassionate toward others. It's more important than anything, really. And so that's why this Start With Hello program is so important to me personally, because it teaches those values. And we know more about how important those values are and what a lasting impact that can have, more than we'll ever actually probably even know. That we saw in the video, right, that just looking at somebody and making them feel valued and letting them know that they actually exist is sometimes enough to get somebody through to the next moment. It's horrible to feel isolated. It's horrible to feel invisible and unnoticed. And so the power of this program, the power that you bring to this program is beyond measure. Looking at somebody, saying hello to somebody, just making them feel included is got a value that you might not ever know. And it could change somebody's life. It literally could change somebody's life. And we know that because we've studied this, and the research tells us that, how powerful that is. And as good as the program is, it's only as good as what you guys do with it. And you guys are doing it. And it's amazing. And it's so powerful. And it's going to have an impact and a value that you don't even know to somebody for the rest of their lives. That's pretty cool. And you guys are doing that. I mean, this organization is fortunate to be growing throughout this country. We are in all 50 states. We have trained over 5.5 million students and adults nationwide, and we're continuing to grow. And so, this award, you were competing against schools all over the country, and some really tough competition. There were some amazing entries into this competition, kids in schools and communities who had done amazing stuff, but you guys won it, and you won it because you deserve to win it. And so it's more than just winning this award, it's what you're doing with this, and it shows, back to Superintendent Goncalves' point about culture and community and connection. You're not just helping one person at a time, you're building this whole environment, this whole community of connection and compassion and awareness. And that's really powerful stuff. So you guys are a model. You guys are a model and an example of how we can lead this country and how you can lead other students. Other schools in other states will be looking at Bloomfield High School saying, that's how it's done. That's pretty cool. And you'll have that with you for the rest of your lives. So I just want you to know how important it is what you're doing and how cool it is and how much it means to all of the students and all of you people in your networks and your communities. But it also shines a bright light on what you're doing across the nation. And it really means a lot to me personally. And somewhere this little kid is very proud of what you're doing. So I'll finish with the way I started, and I'll just say thank you. Thank you very much. And always appreciate the amazing community that you live in. Always appreciate the amazing school that you're part of, and the staff and the board and your teachers and your parents and all of this network that goes toward that. It's important that you recognize that too. You have a wonderful privilege. And this is the actual award. And I'm going to go up there and hand deliver this to Superintendent Goncalves right now.
I'll end with a story that came to me when we were wrapping up Start With Hello Week. Someone had reached out to me. And one of the activities that was done at the schools was a posted activity. And students were supposed to write something kind about another student anonymously in their class. And it came to me that one particular child in our school district went home, a primary age child, and went home and was so proud and showed his mom and dad this post-it. Mom and dad go through the routine of bedtime, tuck them in, and as this little student is jostling around in bed to go to sleep, mom hears a piece of paper, and she looks under the pillow, and it was the post-it note from the activity that said something kind about this child. And that mom just wanted us to know that that was the nicest thing that she's ever seen done. So if there's any indication that this was worth it and that it worked, that story alone made all of this worth it for me. So with that being said, thank you to all that came out today, that made this possible. This was a wonderful event for our district. Students, I cannot thank you enough for all that you've done and you will continue to do. Thank you for Sandy Hook for coming. And everyone have a great Friday and a great weekend. Thank you.